Before getting into today's episode, we'd like to thank Mac Performance PT for sponsoring the Walk On Pod. For more on their services and contact information, click the link in our Instagram bio where you will be led to their website. Mac Performance PT, helping Sacramento athletes live life without limits. Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. I am, of course, Luke Abdalovich. To my left is Tommy Ball, and below me is Jared Waters. We spoiled you guys with back-to-back guests. I hope you didn't get used to that, especially with how good of a episode last one with Jace was. But it's just us three tonight, so hopefully we can deliver some good content. Fellas, how are we feeling tonight?
Amazing.
Stupendous.
Feel absolutely stellar. I mean, what a Saturday night for the guys tonight, man.
Yeah.
Just a Saturday night for the record books.
Yeah. We'd love to see it.
We did delay this recording so that we could be as up to date as possible for the release date for March Madness because we know we were going to talk about that. So hopefully it works out well. With that being said, a lot of coaching decisions going on, a lot of things that, people are talking about different coaches in NCAA March Madness right now, who they're starting, who they're sitting. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing tonight here with the Scouting Report. Who are we starting this week? Who are we sitting? How are we feeling about things? Jared said he wanted to go first. So Jared, you can take the floor.
I feel like I couldn't script this stuff any better, man. I really can't because it is March and everybody's watching the tournament and there's just a lot of good basketball going on today. And there's something that I watched earlier today that we always talk about, people not getting the shine they deserve or people not getting, the love they deserve. But I have to give it to I have my original start, who I knew I was going to go with from the start of the day, and then I'll have an honorary start. But my original start is going to be the Willingham brothers of Minnesota State, the
Hey,
now
that's a good
Division
start.
Two champions. Okay.
Nice.
And that's why I had to preface it because this story is so dope that they were the number one seed in Division Two. They were playing the defending national champions from last year in let me get it right, Nova Southeastern, which is in Florida.
Uh,
The game was crazy back and forth. It started out Minnesota State to start the second half, went on a 12-0 run, and it looked like they were going to run away with it. And then Nova just fought back. And then in the last 4 minutes, there was 12 straight made buckets,
That's
like
crazy.
lead changing buckets. But then at the end of the game, the best player, D2 All-American, Malik Willingham, the point guard, who was killing and averaged like 20 something a game in the season, he got the ball with a second left and he kicked it to his younger brother, Kyrese, who was open in the corner, and dude shot a rainbow three over the 6'10 All-American from Nova and drained it with 0.8 left.
Boom.
So like to be able to pass it to your little brother when you're the best player on your team, but he was open, and that's what he said after the game. He's like, I mean, the play was for me, but my brother was open. Of course, I'm going to kick him the ball. And he drilled it from the corner. And it was so sick to like think about that moment and watch that moment. And that has to be my start, man. So Minnesota State, shout out to them. And on a side note, their women's team won the D2 national championship yesterday.
Wow.
Oh, geez, they're a powerhouse.
So their women's team won it, and the men's team won it today. First time that's happened in 40 years.
Wow.
The Willingham brothers is my start.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal start. I think
That is a story.
I want to say too, like we joke a lot about here about big new media members and producing team and editing team and all this. This is a guy, Jared, that that is a real walk on pod. Stick to the script, do what he does best, knows his stuff, knows his story. That's a great start, man. That's not just one that you pulled out of your ass like randomly. You know what I mean? That's a real story that fits what we're trying to do. So I really like that one. I really like that.
I literally have to say this because I said this to somebody else when I was watching it, that was probably this is maybe recency bias. That's one of the best college basketball games I've ever watched. Like the level of skill was as high as any NCAA game I've watched this weekend. Like the shot making, the offense, the defense, because there was another dude from Nova that had like 29.
Yeah, Nova's gross.
And he was just getting after it. It was just one of the best games I've watched, and just pure skill and shot making ability. Anyway, we've talked about, we've had all of our people on this pod, including Jace from last week. If you've never watched real D2 basketball, then you don't really understand what you're missing out on.
Yeah, I like it. I
Well
like it a lot,
said.
man.
So
Shout out to Adam Thielen, Minnesota State.
Really,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Adam Thielen went to Minnesota State, man.
Look at the boys knowing their
Huge.
stuff for the
Huge.
episode tonight.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Tom, would you like to go
So
next?
sorry, that was long winded. My bad.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I'll go next. I got my guy. Do you have anything else, Jared, or that was all?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, dude, I'm excited for this one. I've got to start as well. Luke mentioned the coaching carousel going on in the world. This is my guy, man. I'm a full-blown believer. I've been seeing a lot about him, and I'm bought in. I think he's gonna bring this powerhouse of a program that it used to be back to the top here soon. Give me Pat Kelsey, the newest coach of Louisville.
I really like
This guy is awesome. This guy is legit. I don't know if you guys have seen the stuff about him, but his energy that he coaches with, the passion that you can see just on his face when he's talking, and the messages he's preaching, like he just gets it, man. Luke, did I think you said you like this? Did you see the video of whenever like a shoe falls off in practice?
Yeah,
what he
the
does?
shoe video, bro. I loved it. I loved it. Go ahead and explain it. Go ahead and explain
tell me what's going on. Yeah. And where's
So,
this
Jared,
guy from? Sorry, I don't
he
actually
College
know.
of Charleston.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So, Luke, you can take over if I'm telling this wrong. Just from what I saw in this video is essentially anytime like someone's shoe falls off in practice, like if it's not tied tight or whatever the reason is, like Pat Kelsey, the head coach, is on the hunt for that shoe, and he'll grab it and he'll throw it out of the gym. Like he'll grab it and
I
get on his
love
horse
that.
and just chuck it out of the gym. And then what's so good is he hopped in on like one of their scouts, and he's playing defense like on their guys. He's like chasing a pin down, and his shoe flies off, and the entire team, the whole entire program, comes in and they start parading. They start going crazy, and he realizes what's going on before he can even do anything. He's already running out of the gym. Like he knows where they're going with this shoe. So you can see him in the corner sprinting off the court, and all his players are going nuts. They grab the shoe, they throw it out of the gym. Like it's good. He's just funny, man. He clearly cares. He's young. I think he's only like 48.
Nice.
And then I saw another video today where Louisville was like showing him his office, and obviously Louisville has incredible facilities. And they're showing him his office, and like they're like, "Yeah, this is your office," and he goes, "This is my office?" He's like, "I thought this was like a lounge." He's like, "Are you kidding me?" Like he's just happy to be there.
Yeah,
dude. It's awesome.
he's like one of
It
those
is
dudes.
so
Yeah,
awesome.
that I can totally know. I can envision it. I don't know what this guy looks like, but I could just see dude is like a kid in a candy store. Like the fact that he gets to
Yes.
coach basketball and then he gets to do it at that level, he's just like,
I've just
dude died and went to heaven. That's sick.
It's so good. I've seen so many videos already. It's like this is Louisville's new coach, and it's a video of this dude. Obviously, he got helped up to the rim. He's just on the rim, like tearing it down.
Yep.
Like he just done. Like this guy's unbelievable, dude.
And the thing that
That's my start.
I'm glad that it sounds like they made a great decision. As opposed to some of what the rumors were saying.
No, I think it was a really good hire. I also
for real.
The things that that's a great start. First off, second, the thing that I really like about him too. So like one, you could like you're saying, he obviously coaches with a lot of passion. Like he just loves the game and loves being able to have an effect on these kids' lives. But two, like the videos like the one with the shoe where the whole team was super excited to go throw his shoe out, and like that's part of their culture. You don't like you hear all these stories about college students or student athletes complaining about their coaches being too hard or like nagging or being too intense or whatever. This is a guy that clearly coaches with intensity and passion, and like that video shows a team in a gym completely bought into whatever he was preaching and his culture. So like I think it proves that he's doing it the right way, that there is a way to, and there's a bunch of coaches like that, like Hurley's like that right now, like who are intense, but
Yeah.
you see the group behind them just being fully bought in and behind them with that intensity. So like there's clearly a way to do it. And like, I think it's an awesome hire.
Right.
Charleston's been a mid-major, honestly, dynasty. Like they get to the tournament
Powerhouse.
every year.
Yeah.
They're one of those
Yeah.
teams that always like is in that 13 through like 12 through 15 slot that like you're like, I don't know, I might have to take a
People
first
pick
round.
them to pick them. Yeah, pick them for the upset. The 12, they're like the 11, 12, 13 special.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's a
um,
dog, man. He's a dog.
yeah, that's sick, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's a really good
Lucas.
start. That's a really good start. I feel like I need to sit, but I had to start too. I had two that I kind of wanted to go with, but the one that I want to go with is so Alabama just won tonight, and it's kind of Alabama, but it's similar. I want to go with Nate Oates. I think Nate Oates' story is incredible. Like
Yeah,
you talk about it,
yeah,
a
he's
guy
Villain.
that
sick.
he's sick. He's sick. He looks like a crazy person. Like in his interviews, he's sitting there like
Yeah,
just like super locked in and
He
dialed.
does.
But I think he coaches with the same energy that I'm talking about. Like you can just tell he just has a passion for feeling like he has control over a game and like he knows he has the guys riding behind him. And with that, Mark Sears too, man. Like I've been pretty turned like I wasn't as locked into college basketball this year as I have been. This is an elite guard. Like there's a reason why they're making this run that they are in the tournament because this guy is an
yeah,
elite guard, and that's always a trait with these teams that go a long way and make runs that people weren't ready for. It's just their role player, their leaders and role players stepping up and being those elite players. And like I got to watch the last round, and I was just like, man, this kid he's legit. He is 100%
he's
legit.
cold. He's cold.
He's super cold.
Yeah.
So I think
Super
those
tough.
two.
If it,
My bad.
oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, keep going. No,
I was just
going.
gonna say,
Keep going.
those two specifically are kind of my start, but like I mean, I didn't think Alabama was gonna make this run. I mean, my man Charles Bediako, my teammate
No.
right
What a
now, I literally
comeback
told
story.
him, yeah, I was like, bro, you guys are losing early. Like I was talking trash, all this, and like that was just me just being like just joking around and stuff. But like, yeah, no, I'm impressed. I'm moved. With that being said, I do think they're gonna get 20 ball by UConn, but like that's a
Yeah.
different animal.
Yeah.
We can get into our predictions and stuff here in a minute.
Yeah.
But no, I
Right.
really like Nate Oates. And like I said, his story, if you have like I don't know it 100% clearly, but he was like a high school gym coach not too long ago, kind of worked his way up and like again, one of those guys that's in the business just because he loves it and like you could tell like to be able to help these kids, learn how to compete and succeed at this level.
Yeah, no, he's nice. That's all I was gonna say is that if it wasn't for Dalton Connect's constant 40 balls, like Marcus Sears would win SEC Player of the Year, like hands
Right.
down.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Dalton just kept putting up 40 balls. So
Yeah. I mean,
that was
He's
kind of hard to compete with.
that guy's
But
nuts.
he's
That
nuts.
guy's
He's nuts.
nuts.
Big sky alumni right there. You know what I'm saying?
Big Sky stand up,
yeah,
man. Big Sky stand up.
that's
Shout out to
huge.
Dalton Connect.
That's
That was
huge.
actually speaking of the Big Sky and Big Sky standing up. We tacked it. We in the group message, Tommy. I don't know why I haven't brought this up before, but the Big Sky was making noise because the whatever award it might be the Julius Irving Award, which is like the best small forward in the country. There was two Big Sky products. There was Dylan Jones
Oh,
and there was Dalton Connect,
yeah.
which is pretty
And
cool. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like for guys
Yeah.
like you and I that
No.
played in that conference, like I take some pride in that. Like there's real hoopers,
No,
real
that's
talent.
sick. No, it's pretty awesome, honestly, and well represented in the tournament. Unfortunately, Steel Venters got hurt this year too, or else he would have been playing a pivotal role for Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
they needed that too for sure.
Mhm.
They struggled yesterday.
Big Sky got talent, man. Big Sky had real talent these last years because
They say
Dalton was serving.
yeah, they say it's a feeder
Dalton
conference.
was
Like
serving in the Big Sky last year.
A feeder
with the
conference.
I'm saying people say that though with the way the
with the
transfer
portal.
portal
Crazy
is.
No, with the
comment
Yeah,
earlier,
portal.
man.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people are like if
Yeah.
you have
I
someone
mean, but
that's
that makes
really
sense,
getting
though.
buckets,
That's
like they're gonna get picked off. Like that's unfortunately that's just the way it is now.
yeah.
It's funny
Yeah. Well, and
funny
did you?
to say that because Dalton was literally second team all conference last year in the Big Sky. So I don't know if that's a testament to how talented the Big Sky was last year or if Northern Colorado was just that bad, but like this guy is in the running for National Player of the Year, and
Yeah.
he was second team all conference in the Big Sky last year, and he was putting up numbers. Like he gave us 33 in Pocatello last year. Like he's like that.
Yeah. No, he's nice. I think it's like a perfect storm thing because he went to a team where he because if you watch Tennessee play, they literally have all the other pieces except for him. Like if you take him out, like when he comes out of the game, they really struggle to like
Yeah,
consistently get offense. But all the other facets of the game, they're really good. Like defensively, toughness, rebounding, athleticism, like they do everything else great. They just need that guy that can just make shots. And like he just
yeah,
fills that role perfectly for them. And obviously he probably worked on his game a lot and this just kind of like perfect stormed it.
sure. He leveled up like
Yeah.
because I think Luke. No, you already at Pacific, Luke, when he was there.
I actually played him while I was at Pacific. He was a freshman, and he was
Okay,
he was non-existent. He was honest. It was still Bodie Hume.
sure.
And
He was from a JUCO. He was from a
yeah,
JUCO.
it was still Bodie Hume and
Yeah, he
what's his name? Show the lefty.
Jalen Koontz. Yeah,
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
his
yep, yep.
first year he backed up Bodie Hume. So like he wasn't really doing anything besides spot up threes, and he had a big knee brace on, so I think he was still recovering from an injury. And then last year, I mean, he had that hezzy cross, that bounce in his step. Like, oh my gosh, he was running through the lane, punching on people. I'm like, where was this last year?
Yeah. On a side note, Luke, you talked about um that Houston Mallet from Pepperdine committed to
Yep.
Alabama already.
Yeah,
Alabama. Yep.
Yeah, it's yeah, crazy.
I
WCC.
like it. I like it.
Yeah.
He's a talented guard,
Hey,
man.
shout out my man Darion Reed, man. This guy's gonna be there next year. He's been talking him up the last couple weeks, so shout out, man.
There you go.
I
Good
love
love. Good
Bama.
love.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
Good
man.
love, good love.
So what's our
Um,
matchups tomorrow, man? What since tonight's Saturday night? Who
oh,
you guys
hey, we have
unranked?
we have our honorary start of the week.
Okay.
So we had to wait to get everything else out of the way, but I know you're making the face, but we're not going to skip the episode and not talk about how our very own Luke Avdalovic got his opportunity tonight and banged 10 threes.
But
Like,
Jared,
and I'm not even care about
Jared,
the threes.
we know
'Cause,
Luke can hit 10
yeah,
threes, bro. We
eight
know
rebounds though. 8 rebounds. I mean, can I get? Hold on. Can I just?
ladies and gentlemen, this is a 6'4" guard mixing it up down there with NBA
Yeah,
athletes,
sneaky athletic guard.
grabbing 8 rebounds. I don't care what. I don't care. This is the
He's
NBA
never had
G-League,
eight
man.
rebounds. He's never had 8 rebounds in a game. Didn't have
That's
8
cap.
rebounds at
That's
Harvard
cap.
Palace.
That's cap. Against
All I know,
Hawaii Pacific, my second game at
Oh, they were
Pacific
gonna say
in the
Hawaii Heat.
it was I mean it was a D2 matchup, but I had 8 rebounds that game too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
All right.
I don't care, man. All I know is I was in attendance not 2 games ago for a Luka Doncic game, and he got 1 3-pointer up. Flash forward 3 days later, this dude shot 17 threes. So I don't know who I need to call to make sure that happens next time I'm in attendance, but that kind of pissed me off. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was going
but
crazy. I'm in there going crazy when he hits 1 3, 1 attempt. I'm the only guy standing in the crowd. Could you imagine if he got 17 up and I was in the crowd?
what
They would not
are
have been able to keep me out of the
Tom,
state chairs,
Tom,
dude.
Tom, I still need the sound bites of all 10 from the Avdalovic household from Dr. A. Boom.
are we done?
Oh, that is so good, dude. We're
No,
happy
I'm
for Luke,
not done.
man. As
Hey,
you
I'm
can't
not
tell.
done.
You can't tell.
Hey, this is the last thing I'm gonna say, okay? All right, and then I'll just let it go because you're getting embarrassed, and it's all right. You just
I
have to
mean, no,
deal with
I
it
don't
right
really
now.
care, but
Okay.
like I'm not, I'm not one for the gassing. Like it's, it is what it is. Like
I don't care. I don't kiss my ass, and you can edit that out.
Yeah, the season's over,
I'm
man.
not
We're gonna
editing
talk
that
about
out.
it, brother.
I'm
Yeah,
not editing
yeah,
that out. I promise you.
yeah. Okay, so
This was also the last game of the season, everybody.
yeah,
So
I just
just
want
so everyone
everybody.
knows
I
that.
just want everybody to understand. This is really why I brought it up. Okay, because we talk about this all the time, and we talk about the walk-on mentality, and we talk about being starring in your role. Not only did that happen tonight, but and again, Luke's not going to tell anybody this, but if you go and vote, Luke is up for the sportsmanship award in the G League. And
Yes.
like for someone that just stars in his role. And even though he has real game and can really make his opportunity out there, the fact that you were patient and the fact that you have been putting in the time and doing everything as a professional, that when that opportunity came, like, you flourished and you were ready and you were prepared. And like, we have to give you your flowers because that's literally all we preach on this freaking
Yeah.
podcast. And this goes for anybody that is listening to this, anybody that does listen to this, like, to understand the amount of mental fortitude it takes to do that and then get in a game that actually matters for your playoff, like life as a team. Like, have not playing that much, not shooting, not getting shots, all this and that. First year, rookie year, last game of the season. And like, you guys have to win the game to have a chance to make the playoffs. And you get in, you have 19 in the first half. So it's like, we have to talk about it
We have to.
because
We
this
can't
is what
gloss
we
over
talk
that.
about every single week, is that anybody that's listening to this or anybody that ever listens to this is what we're talking about.
And
Our
that's,
own host is the shining
I was
example
just going to
of
say,
what we're talking about.
that's why we have the podcast.
Yeah.
This guy is why we have the podcast. So
Yeah. So
if
yeah.
he thought we weren't gonna hammer this out right now, he was sorely
Yeah.
mistaken. This is the
Come
start
on,
of the
man.
month. I'm probably gonna bring this up next time we talk, but why not?
Yeah. Come on, man. We're just proud of you, dude. That's all we're saying.
No, I appreciate you guys.
So
I knew it was gonna get
yeah.
brought
You
up.
are the walking example, Luke. You
Yeah,
are
of
the
course.
walking
Duh, it just
example.
happened like 3 hours ago. You probably
It
just
did.
got out of the media room.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the G League. There's not much G League media, so let's just it's. Anyways, no. I mean, to touch on that, I will say I do enjoy the fact that I'm not a hypocrite. That I don't just sit up here and like talk and not practice what I preach, because like I think what you're saying is true. I don't want to be like on some soapbox or pedestal right now. Like, I had a good game. I appreciate the opportunity. We had a couple guys sick and hurt that, like, I think that was the reason why I was in rotation more tonight. But like, it is a process. Like, this season was full of up and downs and stuff, and like I don't really get into my personal playing very often. That's not what this podcast is about. But like, I don't know, like you said, being ready for opportunity, and I kind of had a mentality tonight that was like you said, we needed to win, and if I was open, I was gonna fire. I didn't want any regrets going into this off season or whatever the playoffs looked like. So I'm glad it worked out the way it did. I made some shots, and you know, unfortunately, the numbers didn't turn
Snagged
out
a
for
couple
us.
boards.
Snagged a couple boards. I will say that is the funny part too. I didn't even realize they were all gashing that I could have had a double double if I like went and collected two more. I didn't even know I
Yeah,
had 8
I
rebounds. I
was.
think
I
it
was
was.
screaming at the TV.
It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, man, thank you guys. No, I appreciate it. Like I said, I knew it was gonna get brought up, but we don't need to gas anything. We don't need to gas it. It's just, shooters know what I'm talking about.
But
We
this
talked about it
isn't
on the Matt
gas to me. This
episode.
like,
Like, we talked about it on
yeah,
the Matt episode. Sometimes it just feels really good coming off the hand, and that was what it looked like tonight. I thought everything was gonna go in. So,
and you had about 2 or 3 that rimmed out. That one on the left
dude,
wing hit the rim
oh
about
my
4 or 6,
God.
4 or 5
Well,
times. I
because
thought that one was down for 10.
bro, literally, well, because I mean, once I was at 28, I knew I wanted 30, and that one was money. Like, I thought it was perfect. Out. I
Oh,
was
it
like,
was
yeah, of
down. No, it
course.
was down.
Oh yeah, man.
The
Good night
other
though.
but the other thing, not to like, no, not to like keep. I'm kind of taking a different direction too. Is like, I also think it's dope that like you could see the joy of your teammates, which really is kind of like what you were talking about with the Louisville stuff. Is like, in the Alabama stuff, you can really see like that you know what I mean? Like, people
Yeah,
really rock with people that are about it. You know what I mean? Like, everyone in that organization knows what you're about. And so like, for them, it's just as awesome for them to be there to watch you have that success. And the last thing I'll say is like, for all the kids that ever listen to this, get in the gym and shoot the ball. Because if you can shoot the ball, you will have a lot of success playing this game.
you will find a way onto that court.
Yeah.
I can say that with
Yeah.
confidence
You will have a
now. I
lot
can
of
say that with
success.
confidence. Yeah, okay, we can move on from the career night. It was we'll just knot it up as a
Yeah.
good night, but I'm glad we're ending it with recording the pod. That feels very fitting. It feels very fitting.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, everything worked out perfect. We talked about a Saturday record, and it just worked out.
yeah, it actually did. It must be God's plan. I don't know, man. I'm not one
Yeah,
to, speak on
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so we talked Final Four, we talked March Madness. Or we didn't talk Final Four actually. Do we want to give our quick predictions? Because I know Tommy, you were going to kind of segue into that. Do we want to give our quick
Yeah, I
predictions
mean,
here?
UConn's gonna win it all. I don't really know
That's, I
if
mean,
we need to say anything else
Yeah, I
other
don't see
other
how
than
you
that.
can. Yeah, like the bit, like yeah, Donovan just. I mean, he just is a difference maker, bro. Like he just. There was a couple times tonight where dude tried to dunk on him. He blocked it, ran down, high low dunk, like on
I
someone
just
Yeah, I
don't
else.
mean
think, I
Like
just don't
Purdue
think
can
they
give
do
him
anything
Purdue can
wrong.
give him a run, but I don't think
no,
they will.
no. I think Purdue is only team that has a chance
Yeah,
because like Edie can dominate,
Edie can dominate, but
and they have the guards to handle the pressure, and they shoot it.
I just think UConn's
Yeah.
guards are
No, they're
better
just no, I
than
agree. I think Duke probably wins tomorrow. Even though it's great to see NC State make this run, and it's interesting and it's funny because that was Duke's last loss, right? Was to NC
yeah.
State.
Yep,
They go with DJ
That was
Burns. He's
yeah,
nice.
I
yeah,
love
and
him. I love him.
and
I
then
love
I
it,
think
bro.
as much as I want to see Tennessee win, yeah, I don't know. I think Purdue's probably Edie just wears you down, man. I mean, they have the guys, so I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, but like,
Purdue shoots the
yeah,
crap out of the ball, so it's hard. It's hard to say, man.
yeah,
When you shoot
yeah.
it that
I
well, and you have a dude who's 7'4",
That
like
just is a double machine.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
honestly a
know.
hater,
Yeah, I think
so
probably Duke and Purdue. Yeah.
Luke's not a fan. Their
I
four
don't
man is
know.
underrated too, Jared. I don't know. I don't know. He
I don't
bangs.
think Purdue's gonna win it, but I don't think that Tennessee. I just don't know if Tennessee can keep up from a physicality standpoint.
Nah, they're probably gonna need 40 from Dalton,
Yeah.
I would love to
which
see that.
Which
is
he can
not
do.
which is not out of the question. Yeah,
Yeah, so I would say Duke, Purdue. I'd like to see Duke, Tennessee though, because I think that also would be a much better matchup uh,
yeah,
in the Final Four. Because that's the thing is, I just want to see good games. Like I don't have a dog in the fight. Like the Alabama game was a good game. The UConn game was terrible.
Terrible.
Like, and then even the games yesterday were like boring. Like a Marquette game got kind of close at the end, but like Marquette went like 3 for 30 from three. There just was chucking up bricks.
Ugh.
Wait, the games yesterday were not boring.
So
Am I tripping? Was yesterday
the
not
Creighton,
Duke in Houston? Or
yeah.
Tennessee
Creighton,
was
Tennessee?
good, and Duke and
Oh,
Houston
and did I
was
miss?
solid.
Did I miss 2 days ago? I keep getting my days mixed up. I actually did that earlier. Which
Duke and
which
Houston
day
Yesterday
was
was
a
it?
good
was
That
game.
which day
yesterday was
did?
pretty good.
Uh, oh, okay. Purdue game was boring.
Yeah,
The
I
the
agree.
Duke game was good.
The
I
night
think,
slate was good because that
Yeah, yeah,
Tennessee
yeah.
Creighton game was pretty
and I
good.
feel bad for Jamal Shed because I think
Oh
they
man, I
they only
wanted to
lost by
touch on it
3 and
too.
he didn't play. Yeah.
It's
Okay. So
honestly
the
heartbreaking.
early game the early games were boring. The Purdue game
Yeah,
was boring, and Marquette was like they tried to make it close, like it was, but like they just couldn't make a shot.
yeah.
The Creighton game
Bro,
and Tennessee game were way back and forth, and then the Duke game, like once Jamal Shed went out, they just couldn't score.
Houston has the worst luck. They have had a season-ending injury like the last 3 seasons in a row where they've been like contender. It's been
Yeah, yeah,
horrible for
man.
them.
Yeah, no, I think UConn is gonna. I mean, that's why I picked to win it at the beginning. I don't think they just don't have any holes. That's just
They're a machine.
yeah, they're just gonna win.
They're It's like they lost 3 guys who are in the NBA right now, and they haven't skipped a beat.
No, no,
It's so
It's
crazy.
insane. They
no.
got literally 3 dudes. I don't know if Sonogo plays in the NBA. I think he's in the
He's on
G,
a
He's
but
two-way
he's on
with
a
the
two-way.
Bulls, so
Yeah,
like he's in between.
he's an
Yeah,
absolute animal.
Hawkins and Jackson play for their
yeah,
teams.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he just, dude, like go back, like Hurley, just like he's just a good ass coach. Like he just gets them to play hard. He runs really good stuff, and he recruits the right guys.
Bro, I love that play that they spam where they like dribble down the right wing, throw the skip pass to the left wing to Klingon, fake the first handoff, and then hit the second handoff. They get wide open three every time they run that play, and they run it like 7 times a game.
The Cam Spencer.
Yeah, I've never even like seen that play before. I'm like, it's so interesting. I'm like, why are they? Oh, there's quick fake hand up. Oh, three done.
Yeah.
Crazy,
Yeah,
Out.
that was Joey Calcaterra coming off that last year and Jordan
dude.
Hawkins.
Shouts to Joey,
Jordan.
California,
Oh my
man.
gosh, they're so nice.
Yeah.
They're so nice.
Yeah, so that's what I think. I'm sure sounds like that's consensus that it doesn't really matter. UConn's
Yeah.
going to win.
they-
So my last question before we get into starting five on that is that so is winning back to back first time in 17 years are they poised to just be like dominate for like the next 5 years?
Man, could you imagine if Cooper Flag committed there?
Yeah, because he's from Maine. I mean, Duke's class
Oh,
next year is going to
jeez.
be insane, but like you never know how that kind of. I mean, shoot, Zion and them lost in the second round, so
Yeah, I mean, I think they will. I think they will. I don't know if I'm a high school recruit. Like, I want to go there. Like,
yeah,
if I'm a portal guy that's good and they're hitting me, I'm going there. Like, they're gonna get guys if because these like Klingon's gone. I think Tristan Newton's gone. Like, they're gonna lose guys.
Castle's gone.
Castle's going league for sure.
Yeah,
But it looks like they blow everybody out, so they get everybody in. It looks like they've got some good young guys that will end up
yeah,
being solid down the line. So with the way
yeah,
Hurley coaches, I mean, how can you not? I think they're going to be a force
yeah,
to be reckoned
Yeah.
with for
Well,
sure.
and I also think like with the transfer portal and everything too, like Hurley's gonna get the guys that he wants to. Like, especially if they do go back to
Hmm.
back,
yeah.
he's
He'll
gonna have
reload
that
easy.
power.
Yeah, yeah,
But he's not just gonna get like these big names that were like I'm sure Cooper Flag, like obviously don't get me wrong, like he's gonna change whatever program he goes to. But like he's gonna find the next dudes that are ready to buy into Hurley being
Yeah,
a crazy coach, but like love to be coached like that. And they're gonna be good. Like I think
yeah.
as long as he's there and they have the same framework, they're going to be tough to
yeah,
overcome.
I know. I was thinking about that when I was watching the game too. I was thinking about. I was like, dang man, like looking at it now, like, dude, I think if they win this year, that's what 6 or 7 titles. Like they're pretty much like second
yeah.
at that point,
Because
right?
they won
I
with
think
Napier and Kemba.
UCLA is really the only one that no, when they won with Ray, they run with
I was
Napier,
just
they won
saying,
with
yeah, I was just
Kemba.
saying
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
won recently. Like,
They won with Okafor. Like, yeah, they like, dude, 'cause this will be. I want to say this will be 6 or 7 this year if they win.
I think it's six. I
That's
think I
like,
Hurley said it today. I think it's six.
yeah, yeah. So that's like, there's only 2 teams that have more than them. I think. I
Yeah,
think
that's nuts.
UCLA and one other, maybe Duke, but I
Yeah.
can't
And
You
what
remember.
you
got to
said,
put
It's
them.
Luke,
crazy.
like what you said about the portal, like they had one big portal addition this year, and that was Cam Spencer. Like I'm sure
Yeah,
nobody was like, "Oh, that's such a big get for them," but like, look how good he is for them. He's
yeah.
so
He's
Right.
nice.
so good. Yeah.
It's
No,
crazy.
he just fills that Jordan Hawkins role perfect.
Hmm.
I think that's the other thing too that's dope is that and this last thing I'll say about it is like you can tell he knows exactly what he needs for his team to be good and like he just pinpoints those people.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's not going and getting all these McDonald's All Americans. You know what I mean? Like he's not going and getting all these like big name transfers. It's like, oh, this guy's gonna fit this role well. He'll be coachable, and like we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah. All right, man. UConn. Here we go. All right. So with that being said, starting five. I kind of vetoed these two. They had a little conversation. So while we were getting ready for my game, so maybe theirs was going to be a good starting five. We did come up with starting five, final four locations we'd like to see. And I thought of this because I do feel like they kind of cycle through like the same 6 to 8 locations. It's like Houston, Indianapolis,
Phoenix,
San
Houston,
Antonio,
yeah,
Phoenix. Yeah, yeah. So like,
Indianapolis, San
yeah,
Antonio.
yeah.
right. And so I feel like, and I looked it up, it's been a lot of different places, but not since like the 60s. So like, I do think they kind of recycle through these big venues with the capacity to hold them. But I think it would be a cool conversation to talk about, where we'd like to see the Final Four be held if it was up to us. So I do not have the results. The production team a little behind on that. Probably watching March Madness games. So does anyone want to, choose the lineups or the order? I'm cool with whatever. I'll go second if that's what it means. I don't really care.
No, I want the man of the night to go first. So that's Luke.
Yeah.
You can go first. I will take second because my list. I'm just telling you right now, my list is crazy. And Tom, you can take the turn
Yeah.
and go back to back.
I literally just had a thought because I think my list might be messing this up. Did you guys only do domes?
No.
No.
Okay. All right, we're good. Let's rock.
Yeah.
Rock.
Okay. To be honest, and since you said that, I'll put a preface out there. I don't think my list really have the logistics of it all figured out. Mine's more the city, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay. Got you. Got you.
Okay, so we're gonna go point guard through
Mine's gonna be
center on this one.
crazy.
We're gonna go point guard through. Yeah, okay, I'm just whatever. We're gonna go point guard through center on this one.
Yeah.
It's not like a basketball based lineup like last week. So we're gonna keep it standard. So point guard. Um, I put this at the point guard though because arguably it's the mecca of basketball. I think it's been in New York before, but I think it would be dope to have the Final Four back in New York. I think it's been since like 1950 something. I looked it up. But I mean, like, I feel like you talk about we talked about it with the college arena. Actually, that's where the Big East was held, and or probably still currently is held. My bad. And like people say, it's a mecca of basketball. So why not end the year with the most exciting weekend in sports at Madison Square Garden? I just feel like it's fitting. So I put New York as my point guard.
Nice. That's actually hilarious because, again, like I said, my list is crazy. But I went a different route. I wanted to expand our horizons. Now, again, like Luke prefaced, logistically, this doesn't make sense. But in my mind, I feel like it would be super, super, super,
About to say
super
something
dope.
crazy.
Yeah. So in New York, but my point guard is Rucker Park.
That would be so dope. That'd be so dope.
That'd be awesome.
Rucker Park. Like, because think about it. Anybody that plays in the Final Four, they started playing on a court like Rucker Park.
Yeah.
I feel like, right? Like, you don't remember the days of like, oh, I had my AU tournament at Hardwood Palace and I had, 17 points and blah, blah. You're like, no, I was
No.
out in the backyard cooking my friend and we would put the hoop down. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like, so yeah, Rucker Park at the point guard.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Point guard here. Need my floor general, leader of the team. This is a location I think they've held tournament games in this area, but I think a Final Four game here would be elite. Give me Santa Clara, 49ers Stadium. Give me Santa Clara, the 49ers Stadium. I
Yeah.
think that'd be
I
cool.
like
sick.
that.
Santa
I
Clara is
really
kind
like
of an
that.
interesting spot, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think it would be really, really, really cool. And it's like that's why I said that it had 3 domes. Because obviously that is not a dome. That is a fully open. So see how the feel the weather is on those days, but I'm sure it'd be fine. We've played basketball on a Navy ship, so they'll survive.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was thinking that same thing.
Yeah.
The shooting guard. This guy's flashy. This guy's flashy, and no better way to be flashy than to fly it all the way across the country. Let's get one in Miami, man. A Final Four in Miami would be
Yeah,
awesome.
that'd be
Hard
sick.
Rocker
Hard
Stadium.
Rock. Yeah.
That would be so cool, man. Give me that in Miami. That would be a lot of fun. I would definitely try to get out there for that.
Yeah.
I've also never been
That'd
to
be
Florida,
sick.
so
So at my shooting guard, I feel like again, this is going to be an odd pick. Logistically, probably doesn't make sense, but I feel like the reason we have a Final Four is because basketball exists. Where was basketball invented? Springfield, Massachusetts. So I feel like it would be dope to have the Final Four in the place where basketball was actually invented.
that's very
So
cool.
my shooting guard is Springfield, Massachusetts.
Is that where the Basketball Hall of Fame is too?
Very, very, very historian pick.
No, the Basketball Hall of Fame, is it?
It's a resident
No.
historian pick, though, Jared. I'll look up for the basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember where it's. I don't think it's in Springfield, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I
Oh,
like
It
the
is
pick.
in Springfield, Massachusetts. Luke was right.
It
It
is.
is in
Okay,
Springfield,
good call, Luke.
Massachusetts.
Good call. Yeah,
Let's
there
go,
we
man.
go. Shoot or
Let's
shoot. All right,
go,
Luke.
man.
What's your shooting guard?
Yeah, Luke's on a heater, clearly.
Shooting guard. I think I picked this city. Again, logistics, have no idea where it would actually be held, but we've had people from this city on the podcast talk about the culture of basketball and the love for basketball as a unit, and
Yeah.
just how people are bought into how amazing the products of basketball from that city are. And I do think bringing basketball back to the city is on the docket for the NBA, but I got Seattle as my shooting guard. I think it would be awesome.
Yeah,
Yes,
that'd be
dude,
sick.
that's a good
That'd
one.
be sick.
Yeah.
It goes the Hoopers out of Seattle. It goes without saying that it's a place where real basketball comes from. So I think it would be really special.
Yeah. That's sick.
All right. Okay. My small forward. I bought this city for its sports fandom a couple months ago. I'm gonna go with Vegas, and it's actually gonna be there in 2028. And I think it's probably gonna be an Allegiant.
Oh,
But
is it?
yeah. So yeah, I did my research. But like I said, I
That'd be
think
sick if they
Vegas.
did in the dome, that sphere thing.
Oh, and then
Oh, that's
that'd be
If
crazy.
they
crazy.
did the sphere,
Oh, I didn't
that'd be
even think
sick.
about that.
Just
It's
had the
like
game
broadcasted on the
projected on the
outside.
The game's
outside.
Yeah, that'd
That'd
be
projected.
be sick.
so
Yeah, that'd be
crazy.
nuts.
That'd be so crazy. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
Vegas, like I said, for all the same reasons I said, however episodes ago, that was like I do think the fandom in the city of Vegas was kind of slept on and underrated. And until I actually experienced it, I was pretty amazed. And I do think, unfortunately, I do hate this part of sports, but like the way that the betting scene and everything works out, like I feel like Vegas would make a killing for a Final Four weekend in Vegas.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
just,
What?
I
And just logistically, like there's so many places to stay. Like it's
yeah,
just like it's
Makes
all
a
right
lot of
there.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of
They would
sense.
they would make probably $5 billion
yeah.
over the weekend. Um on a side note, random, Luke, did you know that the company that the group that owns Madison Square Garden built the sphere?
No, but that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Dolan, that was Dolan's idea. It's
That's
crazy.
dope. That's dope.
So my small forward, again, I'm thinking outside the box here. I wanted to go a little eclectic. So bear with me here. I don't have an exact way to, I guess, formulate this. We could come up with something, but I feel like it'd be dope and it would make the regular season mean a lot if the Final Four was played at the home arena of the team with the best record,
Bro, I swear I had that as my
Hmm.
center. I swear I had that as my center. Whoever the last champion was, bro, that's crazy. The same. I think it
Oh,
would be so dope. Think about and then you could even do like the ring ceremony and the banner ceremony during the Final Four. Like
yeah,
it would be
That's
so
perfect.
sick.
Yeah, that's sick.
yeah, yeah. Like I don't know, you could use Ken Palm or however they do the rankings now, but like just for that season, if you were the out of the four teams that were left remaining, if you were the team with the best record, whatever that would be deemed as,
Oh wait, mine's
if
different
they
then.
did it at your home arena. Oh, okay, my bad.
No, it's fine.
No,
Okay.
the home arena of the team with the best record of that season.
Yeah,
That's in the
okay.
Final Four.
Mine's different then. That's cool though. Same
So
idea.
So
like,
like then you have like a true
execution.
home court advantage.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like, what
So
if
like UConn would get to host the Final Four.
Yeah.
let's
See,
say
that's
UConn
why I
got
thought
knocked
the
out of the
same thing.
tournament? Would they still host?
No, so his
No
is
no.
different than what
So
I was saying,
mine
Tom.
has
I was saying the returning
so
champ.
Okay.
no. So mine has nothing to
Gotcha.
do. Mine is season to season. So like let's say this year, like UConn was probably, I don't remember what the records was. I think Houston probably had the best record,
No,
right?
UConn was the
Like
number one overall
overall,
seed.
or was you okay? No, UConn was number one overall seed. They should get to if they make it. But like, let's say they get knocked out, and let's say Houston made it, then it should
In
get
Houston.
hosted in Houston. I know that's like legit. Like I'm saying that it
Okay.
makes the regular season matter more, I guess. Like, and then
Yeah.
if you make the run in the tournament, that you should get to have like how sick would that home advantage be?
Yeah. Okay.
Like if you're hosting the Final Four,
I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
like if you're Duke and you're hosting the Final Four in Cameron, like what?
Yeah.
That's
They have a week to prepare.
those tickets would probably be like $100,000 a
Yeah.
ticket because they're only like 2,000 seats. But yeah, I know it wouldn't make sense, but like in my head, thinking outside the box,
I
that'd be
like
dope.
that. I like that. At my three, we've said a lot. We said the word logistics a lot here, and this one definitely doesn't make sense, but I don't care. Um, this city loves basketball, and we saw that last year. We saw that last year when their team made the playoffs and how amazing they were. Come on, man! If we get a Final Four in Sacramento, how cool would it be? How cool would it be? I don't know where we put it. I don't know how we would pull it off,
Rivercat
The Final
Stadium.
Four in Sacramento would be freaking sick. I was thinking Rivercat Stadium or the Sac Republic. I don't know. I don't know how they would do it, but it would be so cool. And the whole
Jared's
city,
backyard.
that bleeds basketball,
Be
man. It
good.
would be incredible. It would be incredible.
No, I
That's
said
my star player.
I had him on
My
the
power
list. I didn't.
forward.
I think it was a good
Go
pick
ahead.
though. I really like that.
Yeah.
I said I had him on my list. Same
Yeah.
reasons
G
and selfish. So
Yeah. Gigi would be there yelling defense. She yells defense a lot during the game.
let's go.
I love,
Sienna screamed
I
at the
love
TV.
that.
Hey, Sienna, I have to tell this. Sorry, Tom. So today we're watching the game, and someone we were watching a UConn game, and they got a block, and they called a foul, and Sienna screamed, "That was a block!" And Amanda looked at her like, "What did you just say?" She's like, "Wait, did she?" She's like, "Is that what happened?" I was like, "Yeah, that should have been called a block." And she's like, "Wow, she's been watching way too much basketball." Or
Let's
she was like,
go.
said Amanda said something smart, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
you said she's not going to play basketball.
I
I
mean,
see
she
what you
can
mean.
play, but like, I mean, as long as she gets her fit, as long as she gets
Yeah,
her, time on the
bro,
range, we're
stop.
good.
Tom, who's your power forward, man? We don't need
Oh
to get
my,
in this
you're
conversation right now.
painting that narrative now.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
Let's
I
move.
haven't
Let's
even
move.
heard this narrative. My four, I've got a young and hot up and coming city, man. I think the city's doing all the right things. I think a Final Four would be perfect for it. It would kind of be ridiculous. The players would get hit by a freaking truck as soon as that tip off. Give me Denver. Give me Denver in the Broncos Stadium, man. It would be sick. It would be difficult
It'd
to
be
play that
freezing.
first two medias, but it would be sick.
Yeah, it's a good pick. So for my power forward, Tom almost spoiled it. I'm glad he didn't. But my power forward is we've talked about different stadiums and things like that. I think a soccer stadium would be sick because
Mm-hmm.
soccer stadium is probably. I mean, football's right there, but like I don't know how big Inter Miami's stadium is, but like that would be sick.
Yeah.
Like or where the LA Galaxy play, like and then you said Sacramento, we could do it if Sac Republic ever gets their own stadium, then like, yeah,
So
do
you
it
don't have a
there.
specific
But yeah,
stadium
a
for that?
soccer stadium. No, just a soccer stadium. Like,
Okay. No, I
just
like it. I
because,
like it.
like obviously we're not gonna do it in England, but like
I was just
since
gonna
I've
say we're
since
putting it
I've
in
been
Old Trafford, Manchester,
dude,
England,
like
baby.
those things are like built for like just built for the like the intensity. Like I don't know, they're huge, but like they're still so loud.
We
It's
talked about it,
crazy.
man.
It-
The World Cup is the biggest sporting event in the world.
yeah. It's crazy. So yeah, just soccer stadium, power forward.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So at the power forward, I originally had Sacramento, but fine, we're gonna veto it. To one of my backups I had here. I actually played in this city this year in their arena. It's a massive arena, so I think it would work. And you want to talk about a city that loves their basketball? I was really surprised by the turnout. I have Mexico City, and I know it's a little random because national champion, you would want it to be
Mm.
in the United States, but I'm telling you, bro, these people were chanting Capitanes for 48 minutes straight. Like no nothing. Like they loved it. And like the people on Mexico City said they treat them like celebrities out there. Like we went on a little walk around the city the day before the game, and like people were coming up to us taking pictures and stuff. Like you could just tell they embrace what they have there. So I do think it would be pretty cool to branch out and potentially hold a Final Four there. Again, logistically with like hotels and all that, it'd be pretty nuts because I think that's the largest city in North America, if I'm not mistaken. So it's very hectic, but I do think it would be cool for
Wow.
the
Really?
sport fandom reason. Yeah.
Didn't know that. That's good.
And then since my center is actually different than what Jared said, I am gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with whoever the
Yeah.
reigning champion was. So I do think it would get a little awkward, but I just the
Gotcha.
vision of having the banner ceremony and the ring ceremony like before the Final Four tips off.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
that's
sick.
sick. Like I feel like that'd be so dope. And like I think Twitter would have a
That's
field
sick.
day with
Yeah.
it though.
That's
Like let's say Kentucky won last year and then they get knocked out in the first round and they have to come back to do the ring ceremony and all that. It'd be
They get
like
shit
they
fried
get
him. Yeah.
they get memed. Like obviously it doesn't make all that sense, but like let's say you're UConn. Like imagine being like, we're going back to back and it's gonna be at our place this year. Like that would be so dope. Like I just feel like if it did work out and
Yeah,
the
it'd be
stars
crazy.
aligned, it would
Yeah.
be super dope.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that pick. You'd be sick if it was like the '60s and UCLA won like what 10 years in a row. Like,
Just always
God, I
that.
hate going here. Hate this place. So at my center, this is this I don't know. This I don't know why I put this or why I thought this would be funny. It's probably not going to be funny, but I'm going to throw it out there anyways. Um, my center is an actual barn.
A
Build
barn?
a gigantic. I build a gigantic barn and play in a barn.
Okay. Like real backyard basketball-esque.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I like it. I like it. I'm not mad.
Jared does have an insane list.
I like the creativity though.
Yeah, I had to mix it up, you know.
Yeah, sure. All right. I love it. My center, I wanted to keep it simple, man. I wanted to go with that southern strength, that southern power. You know, the teams in the South have the best fan bases, arguably. They get the greatest crowds. I think it'd be pretty cool city to hold it here. Let me get Tennessee. Tennessee would be a pretty interesting place for a Final Four team.
Yeah, nice.
And then my walk on, they have one of the coolest tournaments in college basketball here at the beginning of the year. Why not? Why not find a way to bring it back for the end of the year? Give me Hawaii, man. And everyone
Wow.
who wouldn't love a Final Four in Hawaii? I mean, it's April. You go right to your spring break trip right after. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
really
lot
perfect.
to do when you're not at the games because there's like really only you go to two games and like most people don't even go to the championship game.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a networking fest for coaches anyway. Why not make it in Hawaii?
Yeah, that's a good pick. It's a good pick. Good pick. We kind of I brought it up earlier and I knew I was going to talk about it. So when Luke came up with the starting five, I felt like to stay on brand for how I've been, you know, talking this episode, I feel like my walk on makes the most sense. I went back and forth, but I feel like it would only be right and it would be a good sign of good faith for my walk on to be have the Final Four at a Division II arena.
Yeah, that'd be
Like if
cool.
they did it at San Bernardino or they did it somewhere where like,
Alaska,
you know,
Anchorage.
or even yeah, Alaska, yeah, somewhere where it's like dude, that would be super cool for people that may not get to experience like high level Division I basketball very often to be able to like host that, you know. So yeah, it's some D2 arena. I don't know. There's some nice ones out there, but
Yeah, I like
that
it.
would be my walk on.
I like
Yeah.
it. All right, my walk on. It's another place that I've played at. And it's a classic gym. I had it on my gym lists as
Mm.
well when we did starting five. Logistically makes no sense. I think it would hold maybe a tenth of what a Final Four gym holds nowadays. But let's bring it to Sioux Falls. Let's bring it to the Pentagon. Let's bring it to Sioux Falls. It's a classic gym. It's sick. Like when I played on it, I thought it was the dopest thing of all time. Like I've seen so many college basketball games and like classic games, and they keep it. They have the old clock up there that actually like ticks around. Like they kept it all nostalgic, and I just think it would be super dope. With that being said, I don't think
That is
anyone would
sick.
be going to South Dakota to go watch the Final Four. So it would create some
No.
issues when we're talking about networking and all that. It's not the right spot for that. But
Tickets would be cheap.
Tickets will
yeah,
get you.
probably, bro, literally, like Sioux Falls would have the highest influx of tourism it's ever received. But I just think for what
Yeah,
the gym like stands
seriously.
for and what it holds a place in college basketball for right now, it'd be kind of dope to have it there.
No, I think that's a good pick. I think
That
that's
is a
sick.
good pick.
Yeah,
Pentagon.
that ended up being really good. Good call,
Yeah, I
Luke.
like it.
Nice. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm glad it worked out. I like it.
But you know, it's that time of year, man. With my 50 chips a night, my final four holes are gonna be bird, 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 bird. And my one shining moment will be tonight.
Wow.
Good recovery there. Good recovery.
I was a little lost. I thought you said one extra
I
bird too.
I had to, oh no, I said four. I made
No,
sure.
you
You
said
said
four.
four.
You
You were
said
right.
four.
You were right. I had to
Yeah.
count it though.
Yeah.
It's late.
Yeah.
It's late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bird,
Final
bird, bird.
four,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
No,
There we
no,
go.
no. It works, Jared. It works. Nice point.
Yeah.
Good job.
You didn't know where I was going at first. I understand
all,
that.
no,
But
at all.
yeah,
We will
that
lost.
happens. That happens. That happens naturally. I mean, that's normal.
Yeah,
You should be,
that makes the poetry that much better,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
like, yeah, exactly.
man. Well, we close as we bring this episode to a close. A nice Saturday night recording. Thank all the fans, all the listeners for listening in. This has been the Luka Dolovich episode. One more
It's
shout out to
not.
our guy for his
It's not.
Yes,
his great
sir.
night tonight.
Good-
31-8, man.
Good stuff,
Just
LA.
clap it up.
Good
for
stuff,
him one more
LA.
time.
That was like Shea Gildress Alexander
Oh,
numbers.
okay,
Yeah,
bro. We need to
31
close this
man.
episode.
That's Luke Gilgis of Dolovich,
Yeah.
man. LGA.
Yeah.
That's LGA.
If you could
Yo,
just
that's
pass to
our
somebody else that can make a shot, that could have been Luca numbers.
yo,
LGA
let's
the guys
close this
signing
out.
off. This is episode 87. Your favorite walk-ons. We're walking out.